Before we start, I just want to give out a shout out to Madoka Magica for teaching me a very important lesson. No matter how cute you are, you're evil and you're going to eat my face off. That being said, we're talking about Madoka Magica Movie 3 Rebellion.
Yay, so kawaii, but not really.
Well, it's actually technically, the funny thing is, it's actually the true sequel to Madoka Magica 1 and 2, which is basically just a rehash of the anime.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the first two movies, it's really okay. You can just watch through the first and only 12 episodes of the anime because that is where the real story is. Everything else is just kind of like a rehash of that story.
Yeah, I think the only thing you're missing is just really, really pretty animations, but they just do the twirl.
But not as pretty as what you're going to see in Rebellion. Rebellion is way prettier than anything else. So watch the movie and then, watch the anime and then watch Rebellion because it's totally worth it.
Now, quick summary of Rebellion, and it's kind of hard because, let me explain it like this. It is a sequel to Madoka Magica, but for the first hour, I swear to God I didn't know what I was watching.
Yeah, I actually was worried and I kept going back and checking to make sure that I was actually watching the third movie.
I remember calling you, blowing up your phone that night. Are you sure this is the same movie? Are you positive this is the same movie?
We weren't sure because the first hour is long and you don't know what's going on. Like, you see it, but there's a lot of rehashing of what happened in the anime. But again, we didn't really kind of give you an overall summary of the movie. Is that the girls are together and they are fighting their evil things that they fight.
The nightmares.
Yes,
not witches, the nightmares.
And they are dealing with another crisis, and that's really the best summary we can give you of the plot without going into the crazy shenanigans.
Yeah, it's a traditional magical girl thing. They're all friends and they fight evil and they hug and kiss and sing songs.
But see, this is weird because if you did watch the anime and you got to the end, you know that that's not how it ended. Is
it wrong for me to say that Homura freaked me out? She was like all humble and passive, and I'm just used to her being a dick.
Yeah, you kind of enter into the story with the Homura that you remember from the beginning of the anime.
Talking about guns, blades, Homura, explosions and grenades.
Yeah, like when she comes in and she's all like, oh my god, like I wear glasses and like, oh, I'm still a new kid in school.
I stutter a lot, which is almost weird.
Yeah, we don't know stuttering things. Japanese. It's cute to them, you know, cute little stuttering high school.
See, that's all I
middle school? They're in middle school. Remember, this all happened. They're like middle school kids.
You know, in Japanese, middle school, high school, it's all the same thing. They all look like have porn star bodies.
Madoka's pretty flat-chested, actually.
Yeah, because
it's mommy who's got like the
with that triple D because it's the corsets, the bustier.
That is true. That is true. But anyways, we digressed. I feel like.
But it's like the first hour is hard. But I liked it for what it was, because I always wondered what it would be like if they were like normal magical girls, where they were a team. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. There was one scene though, it kind of freaked me out. Remember when they call like a nightmare or a monster or whatever, and they pretty much danced around it and they're like singing a song? I swear to God, that's a torture scene. I don't care what you say, that looked like a torture scene.
Yeah, it was.
At least Sailor Moon had the decency to kill her opponents on her first shot.
Speaking of Sailor Moon, which I think that's a really good transition. Within the first hour, while it is a little confusing, you're trying to figure out where in the timeline this sits compared to the anime that you might have just watched. They actually are nice enough, thank you creators of Madoka Magica, Rebellion, and Madoka. You have the transformation sequence of all 5 characters, which they were very liberal with timing. They probably all took about 30 seconds each, so if you ever wanted to see like a really great magical girl transformation sequence, they did a very good job, and they're all original, so they all have like their different aspects, like the redheaded girl, she's a little salsa-y, blue-head
Sayaka's all water themed.
Yeah, she's water themed, but she's also kind of sporty, and then you have like, of course, like the cute and glittery and pink and just like friendship is magic.
Like they're talking about
Madoka.
The Spice Girls if they were a magical girl group.
Oh, they should totally be there.
But that being said, alright, now that's the first hour.
Baby.
Baby?
Homura would be posh.
Homura would be posh. I always figured Mommy would be baby. Anyway. Now,
Mommy would be ginger. You see her boobs?
Legit. Okay. Now, you get past the first hour. Now we're actually into the nitty-gritty of it.
Now you're watching a movie.
Now you're actually, like, it's like what you said. Now you're actually watching a movie. And pretty much, if you really pay attention, because in Madoka Magica, I'm like all like, you know, I watch everything. There's like a couple of red flags going on. Like, Cube not talking. Was that just me? That kind of bothered me. And you know what? You're not being a dick. You're not like trying to sell people their souls.
You're being too cute, and we know that you're not that cute, Cube.
Remember what I said at the beginning of this video. That's why I said that.
Yeah, he's a little bit more quiet. Also a huge red flag, which we forgot to tell you this. If you don't want any more spoilers, you should probably click to the end of the video. We might throw a link in there somewhere. So 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Mommy has her
face eater?
Her pet, Bebe, BB. She calls her BB. Remember when Mommy got her head bitten off in the show? Well, she got that back, and they're like BFFs, like hanging out. Like
that's I dub face eater.
Yeah, and that's weird because she was one supposed to be dead, and two, they shouldn't be friends because it's like a killer nightmare sort of witch situation. So that's part of the first hour that you're confused about. All the girls are there, like we just mentioned. You see all their transfer sequences. So
everyone
why
fights.
are all the girls there? Nobody's dead.
Everyone fights. Unlike Madoka, who's like you wait
Right.
like 13 episodes for her to do something.
Madoka, like, I feel like we missed that whole part. Madoka fights. You actually see her when she transforms. They turn her into a magical girl, which
and not like
never
just God mode fights,
happens.
but she just like everyone is better now.
Yeah, she's a regular magical girl. Everybody's doing what you would expect to watch in a magical girl series. I know we keep saying that, but you fans of the Madoka anime understand that that's not what you expected. This first hour is what you expected from the show.
And now this is now me talking to you.
Oh, okay.
Please
Yeah.
feel free to watch.
What's up?
I gotta say this. Sayaka. Now, for you Sayaka fangirls, you're gonna hate on me. I didn't like Sayaka. Me and her went back and forth about this for hours. Look, I don't care who you are. If there was a person you fought for, sacrificed your soul to bring back and healthy and all that stuff, and did everything you can, and you get bitched out and have that man taken from you, he was a bitch. I don't care who you are.
Or your friend's a bitch. Don't be friends with green-haired girls that try to steal your boyfriend.
We're not getting into that again, little Wren, but the point is, like, Sayaka was so gangster in this movie. She stepped up her game, and she even went toe-to-toe with Homura and called her out on so many occasions. I was so happy to see that Sayaka just becoming just the dope character I always knew she was. She put aside her pettiness and just, for lack of a better word, just went to grown man mode. And I love that. So just had to get that out of my system.
Yeah, there was a lot of, speaking of fights that happened between the girls, aside from them fighting these nightmares, they get to a point where they're fighting each other, which is also very epic. I think the most epic fight, it's like almost kill level fighting.
I'm talking about
the Homura and Mami fighting.
Yes.
They bring out all the guns, and they both use guns-ish. So like, you already know how amazing.
That's basically what that fight was.
Yeah, you already know how amazing Mami's fight style is because you've seen her in action. She's probably the only magical girl that you do see in the anime who actually gets to have a big display of her magical powers. Well, Homura takes her on, like toe-to-toe, calls her out.
She
just like duels, like it's like Old West style. You got blonde hair curls, you got like black hair, like guns, and it's just amazing to see that happen. And just the fact that they're going at it with each other, it's like heartbreaking because it's magical girl and magical girl, and you're just like, why? But it is a great sequence to watch, so that's like really worth it.
I mean, like I said, more magical girl fights. Like, I've always wanted to see him, and that's one thing, unfortunately, as big as a Sailor Moon fan I am.
And there's none of this, like, oh my god, my hair. Like, it's actually like hardcore, like, bitching each other out.
Oh wow. Yeah. Wow, the nerd in me was about to eat your face, like somebody. But anyway.
What?
I was trying my best to repress my nerd rage. It was like, how dare you disrespect Sailor Moon in front of me?
I didn't say anything about Sailor Moon.
How dare you
I didn't say anything about
Sailor Moon?
What did I say about Sailor Moon?
I just feel like you're questioning Sailor Moon.
No, I said like we said girl fights. This is how girls fight. But that's not how magical girls fight. You need to calm your Sailor Moon stuff down. It's coming out.
I'm surprised you don't seem like my energy just enveloping you.
I didn't deserve anything. I said that girl fights are like this.
Anyway.
So you guys watch World Star Hip Hop. You know what girl fights look like. This is different. Girl fights fight totally differently. If y'all in World Star Hip Hop fight like girl fights, magical girl fights, I'd probably watch that channel more often.
And now, spoiler mode ended.
I think the overall last theme I wanted to kind of throw into this was this story is so good, and if they end this movie like this...
No, F that, don't.
If they end the movie series like this...
I'm not going to tell you why, but I'm 99.9.999% sure there's going to be a fourth movie.
It probably will be, but if they ended the movie like this, I feel like it would embrace a factor that we've seen in a lot of things lately. The love that one character has for another person is so strong that they have disregarded everything else in the world, really in the whole universe. And the only way to relate this is Last of Us, which I don't remember if Video Game Aficionados talked about that, but the game Last of Us, there's a very important part, another spoiler for Last of Us, so skip this if you aren't going to play it, where one of the main characters has the opportunity to save basically the whole world by sacrificing one person. And they decide that that's not enough. They love that person too much that they're disregarding everything. And I think that that concept is so strong in this anime. It's such a great theme that it does end you on kind of like this bittersweet note because you're like, well, she gets what she wants, but we're all kind of screwed in the end, so why does she get to be the happiest of all? But I thought that was a really awesome theme, and you know, we need to have more animes that end just kind of sad and bittersweet. So
that sounds awful. I don't hear championess when you say that.
I hear good storytelling, which is what I think Madoka Magica.
What kind of Neil Gaiman logic is that?
The same Neil Gaiman logic that threw really crazy little like pictures and paper cutouts through the nightmare worlds.
I'm going to have an epic argument with you. But let's end this video and then we can carry on with that. That's what we thought about Madoka Magica 3, the movie Rebellion. Let us know what you think about Madoka Magica 3, the Rebellion. Comment down below to let us know what you think about the movie.
Yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter as well. And also check out our Instagram because we actually captured a really adorable Madoka Magica tea party going on at MomoCon. It's a really short Instagram video, which is just really cute. You can see them eating cake and you actually find out who made their cake and maybe order a little cute magical cake of your own.
Anyway, this is the Manga Night.
And this is Little Wren.
Signing off.